And you can, again, you can take this recipe, you can spin it in a lot of ways. You can put cocoa powder in and make chocolate. You know, and you can make a variety of different types of mini creme brulees if you'd like to as well. You can easily, and we're going to make a quick strawberry sauce, you can easily throw the strawberry sauce in there as well and make a berries creme brulee. Literally, just exactly what we're doing with a little bit of puree, a little bit of cocoa powder, it'll come out identical. Okay, so our cream is scalded. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to, again, we're going to cream our eggs, okay? Okay, so here are our cream and our sugar, which we already creamed. That went from an orange kind of gritty texture to a nice creamy yellow texture. And again, we're going to do the same exact thing we did. Again, we're going to temper it. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any observations? Also, you know, if anybody has, you know, I mean, I encourage you guys to get involved. With, hey, you know what? Let me tell you about the best restaurant I went to recently. You know, something like that. You want to share something with people. I know one thing that I want to share with you guys is the first class we had 2 months ago. A lovely lady asked me, hey, where do I go for seafood? And so what I did was arrange a coupon system for everyone in this class to go to Merrick Seafood here in Cape Coral and be able to buy your fresh seafood and get a discount. So we're going to give you those coupons today before you go, okay? And we're very lucky to live here in the Cape because normally, you know, people say, hey, where should I buy my seafood? I say, please avoid the supermarket like here. Because they only have frozen seafood. The occasional time that they have a fresh seafood that I might even recommend, it's going to be ridiculously expensive. So the fact that we have a fresh seafood house, that, you know, that you can get pretty much anything. And you know what I mean by anything is not just what's in the case. You know, you get to know them and say, hey, you know what? How can I get Key West lobsters or Sanibel shrimp or Dayboat sea scallops? He might not have it behind the glass case, but they can get it for you. And if you tell them we sent you, they're certainly going to do that. Can we get the coupons? Yes. And you know, that's how we get our seafood here too. You know, they send us a sheet of what they have available, and more times than not, we don't even pay attention to that. We pay attention to the trends of what's available as far as in the sea, collectively, and then we ask the vendors to hunt it down for us. And we know the seasons, and we know the migration patterns, and that's how we get our seafood here. The majority. Obviously the grouper, the salmon, the snapper, they have that. But if you want something interesting, you want something unusual, and you want something unbelievably fresh, it might take you to say, hey, can I place a standing order for stone crab claws, or for Sanibel pink shrimp, which by the way are unbelievable. And they are hit or miss around here. And so what they do, a lot of my seafood vendors, they call me, they say, Jim, I know you wanted me to call you when this comes in, it came in, how much do you want? And that's how I get my seafood, but that doesn't mean that you can't follow that same pattern. You know, once you distinguish what you want, call, you know, get to know them, obviously tell them we sent you, and develop a rapport and have them call you when their freshest, most amazing fish comes in. So I'm just going to continue to temper this. And that's another class I'd like to recommend. At the end of the class today, everyone, you're going to get a survey. And one of the most important parts of the survey is to tell us what future classes you'd like to see. And one of the classes I recommend, and that I think has been very, very beneficial for the participants that have taken it before, is seafood. You know, everything from how do you pick it, how do you clean it, how do you skin it, you know, and how do you cook it, you know, and what do you serve it with? You know, and there's a whole world there that we could really encapsulate in an hour and a half. You know, there's maybe 20 bullets that encompass 98% of the seafood out there. You know, whether it be side swimming fish or flat swimming fish or mollusks or crustaceans. So that might be something for you guys to consider, particularly because we live in an environment with such amazing fish. Okay, so now I have my creme brulee filling, as we will. You can put it right there, that'd be great. Actually, you can hand them out right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pitcher, okay, and I'm going to take a strainer. This is a fine mesh strainer, also known as a chinois. But if you don't want to get this massive ones, you can get a small one. And they make medium ones as well. And you know, because you might not be using it all the time, they last a long time. Okay? So we're gonna put that mixture through the chinois. Okay, and that's just gonna discard a lot of the pieces of egg, okay, as well as the vanilla bean husks and the pod, if you will. How's the tuna wrap, everybody? All right. Now, the next step for this is going to be, I'm going to take water, okay, I'm going to have my oven already preheated, okay, I'm going to take liquid, and I'm just going to pour this in the pan. Now what I normally do is I take the oven shelf, and I'll bring the oven shelf out, halfway. I'll put my pan right on top of it, and then I'll take my liquid, which is just water, I'm making a water bath, and I'm just going to pour this halfway up.
Is that hot water already?
Cold, room temperature, not hot though.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring that halfway up the ramekins, okay? And that's going to really protect them and give them an even cooking. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my batter, okay? And I'm just going to pour that right into the molds. Okay? Easy money, right? Good question. Really, how far I leave is dictated by the slope of my pan. If I have a perfectly flat pan, I will put it all the way to the top. Also, how creaky my shelves are, you know, because I have it halfway out. If it glides, then I'll go over the top. But I know that, you know, mine don't glide. Not many people's glide. So I'll leave maybe an eighth of an inch on the top. And that just gives it a little bit of ability, a little forgiveness for sweat. You know? All right. Okay, so I'm going to bake that in the oven. Now, all of our ovens are going to be different, right? So anywhere between 350 and 400. You know, it's kind of hard for me to say what oven, you know, what kind of oven you have. But if I came to your house, I'd open your oven, I'd turn it on 375 degrees, I'd open the oven, I'd feel the blast, and I'd tell you have a hot oven or a cold oven. And because you're not around other people's ovens all the time, you can't make that assessment. But if you go at 375 degrees, okay, that's going to be right in the middle. And then if you're just you know, in the center rack of your oven, and then you're checking it frequently, you're going to be just fine, okay? All right, so there we go. So that's creme brulee. I'm going to put that in the oven. One of the things I want to look for is when it's done, okay, I want it to jiggle slightly in the very center, so it's not totally solid, because then what will happen is the egg will curdle underneath the skin that forms. But I also want to stick a knife in it, and I want to pull the knife out, and the knife should have just a tiny bit of remnants on it, okay, a little bit like, almost like a streak, okay, but it shouldn't be wet. If a drip comes off the end of the knife, then you know it's not done. Okay, but there should be like a streak on there, okay, like a line on both sides. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to carefully remove those. I want to put them in the refrigerator and let them solidify. Okay. So before we come back to finishing that, we're going to get our creme anglaise on.